walk us through a veto. We're going to be kickstarting things on Inferno. That's CatEvil's pick. Following this, will be Rare Atom's pick of Nuke. And if we get there, Vertigo will be our decider. So, Rare Atom, we're going to start on the CT side of Inferno, CatEvil's pick. What do you think about the veto script?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're fairly open here. Inferno, as we said yesterday, is a favorite of the region, really.
Yeah.
Vertigo, we also saw yesterday, so maybe that one's creeping in as well. But I'd love to see the nuke here, a little bit fresher, maybe, for these squads, and certainly a map that has a lot of depth. So we'll see if they can deliver on that. Couple early kills here for CatEvil as Rare Atom, even though they were playing 4A, take a few aggressive faces. A nice shot coming in from Mercury. Meanwhile, over on the B-bomb site, what's going on there? Lurk taken down. And now a 3 versus 2 suddenly. So it looked very good on the openers for CatEvil, but they've kind of thrown the opportunity by the wayside. Those individuals that we talked all about on Rare Atom, really looking good. Great sense of timing from Mercury as well. And they recover that round back that, you know, looked very unwinnable for me.
Yeah, I mean, with how things started off there for Rare Atom, it was a case of overextensions, a case of going, you know, a little bit too comfortable when they really should have been on the more cautious side. And CatEvil punished, but thankfully they were able to kind of pull things back in their favor just off the back of two individuals really stepping up in that Mercury and Jam Young needed as well. And they're kind of two guys that we're going to keep our eyes on for the entirety of this series. Jam Young is arguably the star player on Rare Atom. Mercury has just been such a consistent beast. And under the leadership of Kaze, they're the two who have been able to find such great form for Rare Atom. So definitely a good start for them, and two people that we'll be keeping a keen eye on over the course of especially this map and the series.
Indeed. Well, hopefully some of that excitement does continue through here, not just in the pistol, but for the entire game. Definitely what we want here. Jam Young up on the boost, Kaze down below as well. There's a bit of presence at the bottom end of Banana, but not too much of anything here for these squads. Hoping, you know, with the upgraded pistols and whatnot to overwhelm a bomb site, perhaps. But it's a pretty hard setup to get through, especially when you have limited utility. Jam Young with a slight move, but, you know, even at thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, pre-aiming the top-level flower bed here can be difficult, he says. Tanksy with a pretty crisp shot to take down Jam Young. That is also an A1S taken out, which is very, very problematic. Evens up, splits the defense maybe, or they're going to try and bolster one bomb site. They really don't know now on Rare Atom. It's a massive kill.
That's huge. That has really changed things up. A resmoke will come through, though. This will give Advent a little bit of space to work with on the other side as they're making their way towards B. 25 seconds, they got to commit now.
Yep, absolutely no time to waste. Advent up close on this smoke. Oh, God. They're waiting to go through it. He just about gets around the corner. We'll see what this crossfire's got to say. The counter flash from the CT side, nice and clean. Look at that. Absolutely mowing him down. 2 HP for Ronin, baby. Not going to happen. And, yep, well held. He might even survive after time. That's what Kaze is trying to do here, but forces his hand by coming at him, and he will indeed have to pick up the frag in regulation time. Nonetheless, it's a second for Rare Atom.
Did get a little bit on the dicey side there, especially when there's a smoke dropped, 25 seconds to work with, and it looked like CatEvil were just going to shift walk their way through. I thought this is a world in which this turns on the wrong end. Fortunately for Rare Atom, someone able to step up. The MP9 does God's work for Advent. Means Rare Atom up to a 2-0 start. It doesn't mean that for CatEvil. They've really got nothing to bring to the table. They've got to go for that kind of much lesser buy with Deagles coming out, a little bit of utility, not a great amount of armor. This should be a third on the board, chalked up, because the force buy, unfortunately, didn't amount to too much. When you're CatEvil, you're looking for a bomb plant. In those sort of scenarios, no bomb plant, no money, you're going to struggle to find a round.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it certainly is a difficult start after the pistol, as it, you know, often can be, right? We talked yesterday.
Of course, yeah.
The meta at the major seems to be surviving the force buys.
I don't think it's more important.
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. Like, definitely had been in the conversation for a long time where losing that force buy is worse than losing the pistol.
I think so. I mean, it really dampens your economy, doesn't it, right? When you look towards, even if you win a pistol, you lose the force buy, you are just back to an eco, or you're back to a really horrible force buy off the back of it, and it's kind of really janky. I think for most teams now, there's such an emphasis on either going for a complete saving towards that second round, especially let's say you're a CT side, you just get blown out on towards that first round. Don't find any kills, no money to work with, just go for it and then be able to buy and play one extra in the third round. I think now there's going to emphasis on making it full investment. Try and do what you can. If you fail, you're in trouble, or nothing.
Bill Jin. Ready for it. Little awkward. We'll get caught completely off guard, and indeed. Just mowed down, but Ronan Baby back in with the trade. So at the very least, they've got a little bit of that. And, I'd say a 1-for-1, it's not too bad, right? But the thing is, that Rare Atom side had pushed in deep apartments control. Pretty important. And a lot of presence. Meanwhile, they've also got deep banana control. So there is some work to be done here. Flash comes in, relatively ineffective, excuse me. Nice find on the nade from Advent. Okay, so we're kind of back on, seeing a lot of these 1-for-1 trades. Advent as well, going to hold down this molly and keep them at bay for now, hoping for a rotation to come in to assist. And indeed, they are on the way. Flash as well, absolutely perfect. Magic, he's going to go back in with another flash of his own and a follow-up. Gorgeous team play here from Rare Atom. Just going to be down to my man Chaos.
And this is why they are so feared within Asia. I mean, that utility usage was a dream from Rare Atom. That was perfect. I mean, there is so little you can take away from them in terms of how their teamwork and their synergy, allowed for all that success. It was just brilliant, sublime stuff to see. And this is where Rare Atom, I kind of why domestically they are one of the best, if not the best, in terms of what their skill ceiling is and what they can bring to the table. You look towards the RMR, and I think there was definitely a case to be made about a severe underperformance. Right, they lost to GG Howe, if you remember rightly, and that never should have happened. They finished rock bottom of that RMR, but it was just a rough showing from them overall. And I think, if I'm right in saying, they lost all of their gear. It got lost in the airport, right? So they had no,
Yes.
none of their keyboards or their mice, none of their, familiar equipment. They were just borrowing stuff. So, all of those things, plus traveling can make things all the worse. But yeah, this is why they're scary. When they're comfortable, they're untouchable.
Nice find from Mercury to continue this round looking good. As we've seen an awful lot of, I think, the favorites done pretty well against the anti-ecos, the anti-force buys, whatever you want to call them, right? But they are able to keep their composure in these types of rounds where sometimes it can fall apart. And also, it's kind of on the opposition as well. These Eagle rounds are the ultimate test of individual prowess. And, well, Ronan Baby's found one there at short, as you witnessed. Advent's taking a dink at the end of that exchange in Banana. So, looking a little scarier. Kaze, though, on the AWP, still chiming in. Have drawn that rotation away from B. So I do get a little bit curious here as to how Advent handles this one. There is definitely a good chance that he could go down without even finding a kill, to be honest with you. Playing pretty safe towards Coffins. It was that side-eye catch, but Chaos was ready for him. And as said, this now gets problematic. Bomb going to go down. That's one achievement in and of itself. Gun going to get picked up. If they don't get their timings right here, Banana player could get isolated, etc., etc. So not going to be easy on the eyes, this retake. I think it is going to be a real challenge for them. Mosier trying to just indeed play that time, wait for the flash to come in, but just no movement. Molotov goes down. He's been spotted out. He does force that Deagle player through, but he's kind of mollied his teammates out. Let's see what we got here. Canny in towards New Box. Double spray down onto the Deagle. There's not a lot of time as well to get the defuse in. Mosier will find him. Doesn't have a kit, though. And he's not going to have time. He's not going to have time. Oh, my goodness. As if they have managed to pull that one off. Mr. Canny. Wonderful stuff from the New Box.
That's brilliant. That really is something special. That sort of side eye as well, that sort of spotted him, spotted out the Coffins player. Deagle hot headshot, really sealed the deal. I think for Rare Atom, a couple of question marks there. Unfortunately, didn't work the way that they had intended. And that retake, you speak about the Molotov, right? Well, it forced an engagement and forced it into a 1 versus 3. It locked out the rotation towards the site, which just meant the New Box player, all he had to do, the age-old simple thing, stay alive. And he did very, very well. Credit to them. I think for CatEvil, we've kind of seen moments of brilliance from them. We've seen moments where we've, enjoyed what we've brought to the table. And, of course, it's round number 6, more the same.
Yes, indeed, but we've got proper guns this time around. We did miss an early kill there, unfortunately, folks. Just sorting a little bit of a HUD issue on our end. Hopefully should be all good now. But indeed, 4v3. They're going to rotate across the B and make the read here on that rare atom side of things. So some nice early frags for CatEvil. One would say they've got to do a lot with this. An open angle for Mercury. It's very risky indeed. Only good for the one. Maybe not expecting another in towards CT, but 2 dry peaks from CT. I mean, not totally against the idea, but it maybe is a little bit of a risky one. Jam Young as well. Yep, that futility. No point in going for it. Even escaping might be a bit of a challenge for him, but nonetheless, CatEvil, they're going to string 2 together.
Yeah, you know, once is sort of testing the water. A second dry swing, though, that's when I get a little bit concerned. You know, they maybe going to play that on a little bit more of a passive, smart approach. But hey-ho, CatEvil up to a second on the board. And I think one of the most important things that really sealed the deal for them in that round was just the fact they went into that round basically playing at 5 versus 3. Early 2 kills go their way. They win their duels, and Jam Young will fall as well on the other side of the map. No save for them. He's a rare atom heading into round number 7, forced onto what is just going to be a low buy. Nothing really to be brought to the table unless Mosey wants to force in as a sort of a hero rifle. But I think that would be super risky and, in the grand scheme, not really worth it. Upgraded pistols should be the main aspect brought for rare atom into round number 7, which means that CatEvil, again on paper, in theory, should be up to a third, which makes this a very, very even middling part of this first half.
I think we've had a bit of a knife in the back there.
Ooh,
Not the best way to kick the round off. Do indeed hate to see it. I mean, I'm just kind of a proponent of don't be slashing while you're running out of spawn, because you never know. Sometimes I have hit people who are behind me. I swear to God, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Sometimes it is a little unreliable.
Now, tempo slow. I mean, you can kind of expect that when you look towards the buy the rare atom got, and they're kind of being picked apart. AWP will do good work, but they're stacked over towards B.
And it's quite a scary little stack as well. It might just have been read into, though. They do a pretty good job of sending the feelers out there in this round, you know, and sniffing out the stacks. Again, they have been very popular at the major, so it does make sense that they quickly trickle down. It's not like it's a, you know, super difficult idea to copy. Chaos just going to hold on the back end, but yeah, should be all good here. I mean, even just the 1 kill is pretty nice. Advent's got his hands onto an AK. Jam Young is going proper goblin mode into T-spawn to try and see what he can find here. It's only going to be a HE, and he doesn't even get to carry that through to the next round. They've got plenty of time to hunt as well, so Advent might lose this AK. It looks likely, to be honest.
I reckon if he shift forks there, you know, Jam Young in towards spawn, he might have been able to do something with the USPS, but hey-ho, in the grand scheme, it went as expected. Low buy for rare atom doesn't amount to too much, because of course it means that they can buy into round number 8. Full buys come through, open play for Kaze. Decent support around with the M4A1S and MP9, and Mosey will have one of his own. So for CatEvil, they've had a decent little run of form here. 3 on the trot, looking pretty good in terms of what they've brought to their T side since they've had a full buy. We now need to see rare atom respond if they want to kind of take this in their favor. And I think for CatEvil, it's probably pretty safe to say that Inferno is a bit of a win factor. They don't take Inferno. I don't think they take the series, or at least, you know, have a competition in this series. I feel like for rare atom, if they take Inferno, then they go on towards, you know, their map pick, a map in which we've seen them play time and time again, that are Nuke, right? And they've been one of the ones who've really pushed the agenda of Nuke in this kind of Asia division.
Yes.
I think that, you know, it chalks up to a 2-0. But if CatEvil take Inferno, then we look towards Vertigo as being a real kind of, you know, that possibility coming through. Because I think in the grand scheme, I don't see a world in which Rare Atom lose Nuke. They're very scary on it. They've been very good. And we saw them play in the RMR. And they were decent. They went to was it double OT against Greyhound, which they ended up actually losing, in fact. But you know, they're pretty decent on it. So they're a side who have been scary on Nuke. I think it's pretty safe to say that they should take it. For CatEvil, they're all too aware of this, so they know how important Inferno is.
Yeah, and these T-side rounds especially, worth their weight in gold at the moment. So strength of the CT side is pretty prominent at the moment. So yeah, indeed, we're hoping that, you know, they can just kind of keep things at the very least competitive in this first half and not let it be that one-sided blowout that, you know, we've witnessed yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to have a few more of those throughout the season. Just the way that it does indeed unfold. Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to this, you know, CatEvil side and what maybe they've got in the back pocket. Unfortunately, you know, we did miss the start of last round, but maybe they've got a few of these kind of set rounds that can earn them some early frags. And it does seem like, in a sense, that they're matching up a little bit individually and pretty effectively on this one. Seems like we've got a little bit more of an extended tech pause here, though, folks. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say those nasty words and throw us across to a quick break. We'll be back soon, though, so stick with us.
Thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, only a brief break, and we are back on the way. Round number 8 to be brought to your screens. Rare Atom lead 4-3, but it's a very slight lead, and one in which they have to be very cautious of. It's CatEvil hot on their tails.
Yes, absolutely. And again, you know, as mentioned, that's sort of what we're after. There you go, the Hood playing ball. Never does like a reset. But we got there in a few seconds. A lot of damage done here off the back of the nades onto that Rare Atom side. So actually a really, really bad start for them. Obviously, they've not dropped any players quite yet. But yeah, not the nicest beginning to this round. So much so that they've decided to call another player across towards the B-bomb site, as essentially they only have half a player in terms of the HPs, right? So it does make sense, but that A site's going to be weakened.
For now, that tempo very slow by CatEvil. We were kind of questioning what their set plays were going to be coming through. Bit of mid-aggression for the time being. It's just showing a bit of presence, but no commitment being made as they're doubling back towards B. And there's 3 players here to meet them.
Deadly stuff. Shot rings out as the flash comes around the corner. The smoke as well at CT, of course. Not a bad little read from Kaze on the split. Smoke goes down. I don't think it's a good smoke. There's a pretty big gap in the left of that, but you know, you don't really want to be the player to go walking through it and possibly throw the round, but at the very least, shakiness. Yeah, this is scary. This is very scary. Another follow-up smoke comes in from Kaze, who's on that rotation. They'll have that, you know, info that he's rotated in. They're going to charge their way through the low HP MP9 as well to get one. Kaze covering his ass. Advent in as well. Oh my goodness, how have they gotten away with this? The bombs hit the deck. There's hardly any time. Surely they can't get this bomb down. Yeah, no time for it. A tap from Jin, and they're just going to let them survive after time. Really, really well played from Rare Atom. Great little setup, and CatEvil just left it a bit too late.
Especially considering that Kaze got extremely fortunate he wasn't caught on the flank, right? I mean, that timing was brutal. Holding in towards brackets. The player is rotating his way through, but he's tucked in towards that left-hand side wall, so not spotted out by the AWP. Kaze doubles back, and I think, you know, for me, it's looking like it's done. The split has found some success. The rotation didn't come quick enough from the players over towards A, so there was a room and a world in which Jin was able to just rotate his way in, find some in from behind, and see off the round. Not to be, though. Rare Atom extending the lead to 2 rounds. 5-3, but CatEvil able to repurchase back in. Still got money to work with.
Oh, Taxi, blinded, just comes unblind at the perfect time. Does get traded at the very least, but it's not a bad start for the T side there. Advent's going to go in nice and deep here to try and get, you know, the proper banana control that they're after. Little bit angsty, though, isn't he? Little bit angsty. Another smoke going to go down, so keep that control for now. And 3 out on A. Just for a second, they're going to rotate back, and I don't think that's the move, actually. It looks like it will be an A hit here. Jamyoung and Jin just messing around in the apartments. Nothing quite coming just yet. Here's that mid-control, though. They've got a little window of opportunity on the CatEvil side to maybe find a gap. But that window is closing slightly with a bolster at long from Advent. We've now got 2 players in towards the site itself. Great little timing there from Advent. Flash comes in to earn him that kill. Looking very, very good here. This is another deadly little crossfire, but Jin manages to break it apart. Mercury's still going to be alive, but the AWP has found another. Will they check the angle? No, they will not. He drops the bomb. 30 seconds. Needs a flash. It just isn't coming. So well played on the cold box, though, to just bait these peaks in. And now the 1 versus 1. Jin's half HP. Has an idea of where Kaze's coming from, but didn't realize he was that close and can't even get the fake off in time. Nonetheless, Rare Atom, skin of the teeth on that.
Damn, that timing for Kaze is brilliant. I mean, he gets... You could maybe make the argument, very fortunate. He pushes through the smoke. He has no real idea about kind of where Jin's going to set up that post bomb, where Jin's even going to try and get the bomb down. Fortunately for Kaze, works quite nicely in his favor. And this time for CatEvil, now while they do have a full buy coming in for the most part, aside from, of course, that Tech 9 coming in, if they fail to convert this round, or at least get a bomb plant, they're going to be down to a broken economy, despite the loss bonus. They get dicey, Jin, lovely opening double, and that's the aggression we want to see from CatEvil.
Yeah, the anger used in this round by Jin pretty effectively. Jamyoung doesn't realize how, bad he's got it in the brackets. The cover's just too strong. I'm not quite sure. I think that might have been a team flash that came in, actually. But all the same, 4 versus 2. I think you just save this one, boys. You don't really have the cash. CatEvil, a great response with the aggression. It really is as simple as that.
Well, rotation going to come through, but realistically, nothing really to be found for Rare Atom in this round. It's probably going to be exits, right? With the new bomb radius, I'll say no. It's been in the game for a couple of months now. But the extended and a much, much wider bomb radius, you can really play some quite aggressive exit fragging potential, is what we're seeing here. And actually, it might work quite nicely because there's an AK walking straight into the Lion's Den. Downhill fall. At the very least, make it expensive. You take the positives from it. But for Rare Atom, that was a round lost off the back of just 2 very, very fast entry frags.
Yeah, it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Like I say, the pace change just kind of tests the water on the CatEvil side. The difficulty is those types of rounds can be hard to pull out consistently, you know, because you may well have read into the fact that it's like, they're rotating 2 or 3 nades at mid before we even hear any kind of gunshots. So maybe if I go fast, I'll catch them with nades out, autopiloting.
Yes.
And then they're just going to stop autopiloting, you know what I mean, in the future rounds. So it can be a bit tough to find continued success with that, but it's a nice little springboard. We'll see where they go from here. And obviously the big thing is the fact that they break the economy, so you should expect them to win this next round.
That's it. Mo's going to post himself up on towards that top short position, top bulk. What's cleared earlier, for now, not too much of an issue. Have a one-way smoke off the back of that flash as well. Bit of space that Rare Atom are going for here. Despite them not really having too much to bring to the table in terms of an investment, I like the aggression, looking for information, hunting for frags, hunting to try and bring the numbers in their favor, despite the low buy.
Nice flash.
There it is.
Or is it? Jam Young going to get his hands onto an AK here. Ronin Baby doing well to not give any more, right? Not getting giddy around that corner. It's a bit unfortunate that there's no opportunity for the trade. And they will split off away from short. I'm just watching the minimap here a little bit perplexed, as it seems like they really wanted to send 4 towards B, but going to opt against that and make a bit more sense. But you've got these stronger rifles heading towards that B bomb site, trying to get a read ahead of the curve, and it's just not going to come. This is getting checked. Ronin Baby. Oh, not cleanly. And Jam Young is able to find 2. They're not fast enough to deal with the beast. And he's looking for his ace, isn't he? He wants it. He will lose his head eventually, but the info is in. And the rotations are here. The flank is incoming. An awkward fight. There's actually a team kill in there. What the hell's gone on there? Down towards mid. But Rare Atom, they will steal that low buy round. Minimal investment. And they break the hearts of CatEvil.
It's unfortunate. That looked like a surefire round. Famat and M4 when it's coming in towards round number 11. For Rare Atom, you're thinking, if you can make it expensive, that's great. It keeps your name in the hat of making this, a solid performance on towards the CT side. But you don't expect to take it. The fact that they've converted it in towards the 7th. Long-term problems over towards CatEvil now as they come in towards round number 12. With that, pretty much nothing by. Pistols once again for them. Half armor to work with across the board. Not exactly a dream. The priority, these sort of rounds are bomb plants. Not impossible, but definitely more on the improbable side.
Yeah. Lining up that flash, though, to get some mid control here. They're on a pretty passive setup. I think Rare Atom understand, what the high likelihood is. Nice little flash towards short, though. And there you go. There's your, make space to get the bomb plant in. Kaze is going to move down to the pistol, and he will eventually get taken out. I think there is space here. Get behind the box. Get that plant in. Maybe even get some more frags. Nice little nade lands and drops the bomb, however, and that might just seal the deal now the rotations are in. I think that window for planting the bomb has indeed dropped, and they will find the kills. A couple come in there for the T side. At least they do get some damage done, but no bomb plant. It was so close.
At least finding some damage, I guess, it is a silver lining. It's a rounder which is always going to be chalked up in favor of Rare Atom. And longer term as well, some of those implications starting to play out with Rare Atom guaranteeing themselves a lead at the half. They're already starting to kind of recoup some of their losses from, a couple of rookie errors earlier. We just kind of cast our mind back to the double CT swing, which cost them a round, and a couple of, those earlier mistakes which gave CatEvil some success. That double entry in towards A as well. For now, though, better. Nade will come through. May actually drop to 48. Not exactly the dream starts, but a slower approach by CatEvil. Not as fast-paced, just looking to play for the trade and looking over towards B.
Seems like the smart move. The apartment setup, we're not going to get to see that activated, I don't think. They're going in, okay, pretty thick and fast. Ronin Baby is so far ahead. Even Mr. Canny's kind of far ahead of the team. The spacing, pretty terrible moving into this bomb site, to be honest with you. 2 players go down for basically nothing. And now it looks to be a pretty free Rare Atom round in the 5v3.
I mean, what do they find here, right? I mean, numbers don't favor them. Utility doesn't favor them. Even the space and the time that they got to work with doesn't favor them. And Mosey finding even more. Technically speaking, on for the ace. Will he find it? Smoke in the way. And a re-smoke as well with 40 seconds left on the clock means that, well, I think this one is dead in the water, right? Nailed in the coffin for CatEvil. They're going to have to give up a 9th.
Certainly does look that way, bro. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit of a weird move in towards B, I think it is safe to say. Do like the idea of the boost here. But nobody giving him the peak. 15 seconds. Obviously got to try and make a move here. Going to try and not get isolated. Counter flashes coming in. Pretty effective. Nice find onto Advent. Here's the attempt at the bomb plant. And Mosier, who's been waiting at dark the entire round long, gets his time to shine for the ace. No, not going to happen for him. Unfortunate, but it will be a 9th for Rare Atom, looking to hit the double digits.
They're pulling away now, aren't they? It is really getting quite unfortunate. I mean, I think there was, at the start, there was so even. It was 4-3 at one point. CatEvil were looking very, very decent. They were starting to at least make it, a competition And I think off the back of that tech pause, they've kind of just fallen flat. The momentum's blown out of their sails, and Rare Atom, they just run away with things.
Pretty easy, pretty simple, it feels like, to be honest. Yeah, they, you know, maybe took a bit of time to hit the groove, but looking very good here. And indeed, as we're both alluding to, setting up for a really nice half if they can keep it rolling. It should be all good against the Deagles. They found the first. So often the hardest. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is that first engagement where it's like they've got the Deagles, this level of the game, this level of, you know, individuality, they can just bang you out of nowhere. So if you find that first kill, I think it does give you a bit of confidence to keep peaking, to keep fighting. And Mosier, you know, he was robbed of his ace last round, so he wants an eco ace.
This should be comfortable, right? Over towards top. Okay, Ronin. Lovely shot. We'll find himself Mercury. Can't recover the weapon. Oh, actually, tell a lie. Might actually have some space to do so. Mr. Canny will pick it up. This is actually getting a little bit more dicey than we initially anticipated because surely it's a freebie in towards CT as well.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, God. A little bit of effort to get that. But he will indeed find it. Messy from both sides. Jin, meanwhile, is, you know, holding in kind of a lurk position, but not really lurking. And now, obviously, they have a bit of, you know, info gathering to do. Is this guy pushing in? Is he sitting in CT? They don't rightly know. Mosier with an off angle has an opportunity to drop the bomb. He's been spotted there. Knows there's got to be a guy coming in from behind him. Nice find. Out in the open. Kaze drop the bomb, and there you go. Round saved. There was certainly a moment in the middle where Ronin and Canny, as we saw, found themselves at a little way in, but not going to happen in the end. Kaze with that final frag as well. 10-4, looking to hold off. They've got one more rifle, and it will be that beautiful 11-4 scoreline.
It got dicey, though. It got very, very dicey. I mean, the flank was being flanked in towards CT, which, you know, as you mentioned, kind of information gathering was a bit of a necessity there for Rare Atom. But that got way dicier than they sort of initially anticipated. That one long player being so isolated, of course, a bit of individual brilliance to drop out the AK. But even still, right, once you find it, it gets you a gun, it gets you an upgrade, it gets you some space, and the ability to wrap around. And a double coming off the back of it, Rare Atom got tested in our arm, which they really shouldn't have. Maybe some signs to come of what we can see from CatEvil over towards their CT. An early bit of damage will come through on towards Mosey as he's dropped to 66 off the back of that nade.
Quick boost up. No one going to show for it, though, unfortunately. It looks to be, you know, a little bit more of an A-sided play for now. Minute 20 left on the clock. CatEvil have got plenty of options, but nothing coming to them early on. You know, we've seen them find a lot of success off of an early face going their way. Maybe even a couple early faces going their way, but nothing of the sort going to come into this round, unfortunately.
Oh, boost. Tapping away, Mercury going to fall early doors. The Molotov will just hold back. Kaze gives away his position. He falls too as Ronin swings. CatEvil on for a fifth there in the final round of the half.
Okay. There's that start they needed into a round. Jamyoung, little cheeky. Can't get the spray transfer. Advent, though, he's here pretty quickly for that trade. However, the A-bomb side itself is going to have fallen, so it's the B players to find it on the retake in a deficit here as well. So really not looking too good for them. There's a player in towards pit already. I like the look of this setup on the minimap, to be honest with you. They're very split. They are hoping for a bit of randomness, a bit of luck on their side. Maybe Advent can creep out and find the pit player looking the wrong way, but I mean, if they can't get that, there's an AWP zoned in on long. It's just not going to happen. Flash comes in. Advent goes flying out. Dead to rights as he gets trapped on the balcony. Mosier with two quick ones, but there is the pre-fire coming in from Tanksy. Beautiful stuff. 10-5. A recoverable scoreline for CatEvil, and God knows they're going to have to do it here on their CT side. We'll be back in a few. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. Second half getting kicked off here. CatEvil with a round pickup at the tail end of last half. Makes it a 10-5. A little easier on the eye than the 11-4 that we thought we were going to get. They move on to the CT side, of course. Pistol required, as it so often is. Double Julie set up here for the CatEvil side of things. Both of them in the apartments. We've got 4 on A. Very ready for an A hit if it comes. But so far, it's a slow one from Rare Atom.
I think for CatEvil, this becomes a bit of a necessity, right? You know, find this pistol, kickstart a bit of CT momentum. Don't find it. Rare Atom go up to 11 and get ever closer to seeing out, well, this map. Early engagement, Mercury 4 for the bomb and the rest of them, making their way towards B. Only one player there to meet them. Ronan's got to do God's work.
Yeah, really kind of selling the fake out, I suppose. Kaze also going to go down. Ronan, though, standing strong. Even getting one there is pretty good. Jamyoung will try and get ahead of the rotates, but he was too slow. Chaos finds an easy frag, and now just Advent against 4. Can't be serious. He's going to try and isolate a duel. 3 coming in from Banana. It's not a bad move, but Chaos stands strong as well. Really solid pistol coming in. CatEvil, their individuals looking pretty damn good there, and it's going to give them a chance to close this gap and keep it as short as possible in the mid to early game.
And I think on the topic of individuals, that's actually what was so costly over towards Rare Atom, because each and every one of those fights were individuals taken. There was no ability to trade for Rare Atom, apart from those guys going over towards B. But even still, peeking the coffins first, take the first fight, and it worked really, really well for CatEvil. I think there's definitely some spacing issues over towards Rare Atom, which cost them in that pistol. Of course, with a bomb plant, it does mean that they have a fairly decent amount of economy to work with. And we've already said the force buy is more important than the pistol. So, if Rare Atom are able to kind of bring things back on track with a force buy in their favor, the same way they did in towards the first half, different story. If CatEvil double down, get themselves a 7th here, they're in for a good run of form to potentially even tie up the score.
Yeah, very true. Mercury, though, is going to open up and try and destroy those dreams. Silent boost up, but Chaos is very ready for it. So they spent a few seconds setting that one up and kind of just giving their man advantage away, which is a bit of a shame. Nice nade damage onto Ronin Baby, but Banana control firmly in the hands of CatEvil here.
Well, slow. I think for Rare Atom, when they started so well, losing one of the significant damage done over towards Mercury and Mosey means that they can't really afford to be too overzealous right now. It's going to wait for that smoke to dissipate towards bottom Banana. They do have 55 seconds to work with. It's not exactly strapped for time. And a rotation back over towards A. This could work wonders for them, because it does look like that bomb is ever tempted to go back over towards B. And once again, test Ronan.
Well, he looked good in the pistol, didn't he? And he kind of knows what might be coming his way, hidden in towards dark. Might even just give them, you know, kind of full sight control. He's only on the MP9, though. It's a bit of a shame, really, if you want to have an anchor player. Maybe want them on a stronger weapon. We'll see, though. In they come. Oh, even at that range, the MP9's a little bit tough, but up close, it's perfect. He's dropped 2. He might even get a bit more. Runs out of ammo. That is unfortunate, but he's bought so much time. Advent, it's in the fountain. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, okay, he's just about got it. It's 3.5 to plant, so awfully close. A couple seconds left in the dust. Of course, a big 2K from him as well through the smoke. He's so low. He needs his teammate now. Going to get taken down. It is opening up for Mercury, but they are very ready for him on the flank. And CatEvil, thank goodness for Ronin Baby. They stand strong. It has been a beautiful little beehold in these past couple rounds.
Yeah, Ronin's really been stepping up time and time again. And I think even for Rare Atom now, they're going to start questioning, is this the right port of call? Because he's looking pretty flawless in the grand scheme of that beehold. He had a bit of a slow first half and couldn't really find the impact he was hoping for. But since coming on towards CT, different beast. Atom, bomb plant again, does give them that economy once again. So it's still not the end of the world. It's more of a case of who's going to win out these force buys, because he's also being made expensive over towards CatEvil. It's not exactly like they're getting away scot-free off the back of winning rounds. So still definitely on a knife's edge for now, though. Slower tempo once again. Great banana utility coming through here from CatEvil. That gives them all the space in the world to work with. And they can just park up that MP9 close and personal.
Oh, nasty.
Oh, no.
Easy pickups here, Ronin. Thinking about it, but I think he's heard you, mate. I think he's heard you. He does spray off some bullets on his way out, but yeah, not going to go pushing through it like a madman and perhaps possibly maybe throwing the round. 5 versus 3 as slow creep up towards B. There's only going to be the one player here, at least for the time being. Looking for the perfect peak. Oh my goodness. Advent is just too damn good with it at the moment, and they've smoked off CT. They think there's another player here. Little do they know, they've got it pretty damn good. The thing is, as well, with that kill, you know, you only see one player. It could be alert presence. So they've firmly planted themselves on A. The rotations are going to be very late here. Spam is solid, though. Actually drops the bomb. Advent, he might have the aim, but doesn't quite have the game sense on the plants there. Little fake out coming in. The CT smoke is about to fade, I believe. So got to be very careful here. Everywhere is open, and it's now a 4 versus 2 where it was once a 4 versus 3 that looked kind of doable. This looks less doable. 2 Galils pushing in. No flash. It's the close angle here for Mosier. Molotov to come in towards new box. Jamyoung with a big find. Tries to set up for his teammate, but the trades are just too strong. That'll be an easy defuse, and once again, CatEvil getting it done.
One of those, I guess, one of those situations, right, where you can say, once again, Rare Atom, a couple of individual errors really so costly for them, I think. I think we've seen kind of moments of brilliance from Rare Atom. I mean, that shot from Advent, right, on towards Ronin, just stunning. But, again, in a 4 versus 3, bit of an overextension, becomes very costly. In that 2 versus 4, all CatEvil have to do is play numbers. Still, with a bomb plant, it continues this story we're saying about being on a knife's edge, where Rare Atom can once again force buy back in. This time, a little bit more decisive in terms of the quad AKs. The loss bonus really helping out there. And that loss bonus is becoming an issue because CatEvil are 2 rounds away from tying this game up. Win this one, deny Rare Atom getting a bomb plant. They tie the game up, if not take it further.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's been a pretty good CT side so far. They're really, really steamrolling ahead with this one. Some great little retakes and keeping control. Individuals having a nice moment here or there. So really, really solid, you know. And when we look to a player like Ronin's the big one that sticks out, where it's like, just don't die. He's been doing a great job at that for sure. They've left Chaos on B alone this time, so a different player. Getting down many nades. Ronin Baby will be the one to flash himself in towards middle node. A nice find from him. Feeling a bit giddy thanks to his strong B holds. Meanwhile, what I was kind of touching at before that frag is that we had, you know, the top banana nades come in from CatEvil from Chaos specifically. So they have pretty good banana control without even showing presence. And they've rotated 2 players across it. They're so ready for this one now. This is going to be so hard to get through. I mean, counter smoke is down. Well-timed nade here from Tanksy could do a lot of damage. Now looks like a good time. Now looks like a good time. We'll see. There you go. Massive damage from the nade, and the cleanup is there from the rest of the boys. Oh, Tanksy runs out of ammo. So it's not going to be a super crisp finish. And I don't think that Jamyoung wins this one out. Very low indeed. Weird little angle to fight from, but there you go. Jin will eventually get the better of him.
Yeah, again, and that's an important one for CatEvil because win the round, that's the positive. Deny the bomb plant is even more because it means that for Rare Atom, if they want to buy into this round, it's a really awkward force where it's kind of Galil armor and utility or AK half armor, no utility. Horrible scenario if they were tempted to force, but thankfully they're not. They're just going to go for that low by the pistols. And it means that realistically, CatEvil should be able to tie this game up, and sort of deservedly so. So consistent now, we've seen Rare Atom time and time again make their way over towards B with no success. And you gotta beg the question, when do they change the decision up and think, oh, you know, maybe we should test A?
Maybe. I mean, maybe they should, to be honest with you. I think we have seen a little bit of, as we can in this region, a little bit of that cockiness, a little bit of that overconfidence, you know, the force buy after force buy after force buy.
For sure.
Yeah, not really having many AKs so far. And it has obviously cost them, and now they're a little bit backs up against the wall. Half buy coming into this one, so it should be evened up by all accounts. And yeah, we kind of worry for their future prospects here on the Rare Atom side. A1S around the corner from Mr. Canny. 5 versus 3. Pretty solid stuff. That's going to be the bomb dropped as well at the feet of the CT side. So easy peasy right here. I think they should be able to clean up nice and simply by the looks of things. Here we go, just trying to send it through the smoke as it fades. Not going to happen. Flawless round from CatEvil, and now we are indeed all even Stevens.
Very, very, very even now, I think. And for CatEvil, in the position they're in, they have got a really good opportunity to start kind of running away a little bit with this CT side. I think for Rare Atom, that cockiness, the overconfidence, overzealous nature that is so present within this scene, and of course, especially in this team, is starting to bite them in the back a little bit. I think they're really starting to struggle in terms of finding those areas of success. And we're seeing, of course, that consistency over towards B not really working too wonderful for them. Speaking about overextensions, Jin, that's so risky. And him and Ronan Baby will fall.
Wow, okay, what has happened here? Just when it starts to matter, you know, they'd gone... This is the thing as well, I don't know that the onus is on them to find out a way to win rounds, right? Where a mid-apps crunch type thing is usually a move that you'd pull off when you're a little bit desperate, when you've not been, you know, winning the rounds. You don't have to figure it out. It's the T side that's got to figure it out, so... Yeah, the way that they go about it's not very clean, but even the idea itself, I'm not 100% agreeing with, and Rare Atom going to capitalize to retake the lead.
I don't think there's any need, right? There was no need to be that aggressive. You know, maybe sending one to peek in towards the apps window off the back of a second mid flash. Understandable. Two guys swinging and a third joining in support and all three falling in a matter of seconds. There's no need. When it comes towards kind of a side like Rare Atom, while we've seen from their T side, there's a lot of rookie errors creeping in. The mechanics are flawless, though. They will always win out those Angels. They'll always win out those fights. You've got to play off the back of position. You've got to play off the back of time. CatEvil didn't. They give away a free round, and once again the lead back over towards them, but realistically no reason.
Yeah, and I mean that is kind of it, like you're saying. You know, they're no pushovers, right? They might be a little bit cocky in some of the moves here on the Rare Atom side, but given that clean opportunity, they are indeed going to take it. They're not going to mess up those easy ones, as it were. Maybe, yeah, we can argue making it a bit hard for themselves, but when it comes simple, it certainly does pan out for them. So CatEvil might kick themselves with that previous round. They're very much backs up against the wall with this one as well. Money not really here, so you do start to worry a little bit if they drop this round. Rare Atom, not as clean as they would like, but still certainly got the victory in their sights.
Yeah, for now, Respoke coming towards that front side of the site and has a lot of the presence. It is once again only Ronan here, but this time, it's going to double away. Going to take face. Miss Molotov, doesn't really matter. The bomb going back over to the A site where two players are there to meet them, and a third quick in for the rotation.
Nice one, nice finds. See whether the info will work. Oh, okay. They're actually headed back towards B. There's still two players ready to go on this one, you know. Maybe a false call of the fact that they've rotated in. We've got a nice little counter flash being lined up by Ronan. Jamyoung, meanwhile, the lurking presence over on that A-bomb site. Ronan, nearly perfect to get in, wasn't it? He kind of blinded himself up, and Tanksy going to try the desperate run through. I mean, to be fair, Ronan may as well try it as well to drop the ball. He comes so close. But Mercury will take his head clean off, thank goodness, because there really was not a lot of time to recover a spilled bomb and plant it. With a 5-on-2, indeed, the save angle is perhaps the only one. Canny will take his AWP into the next round. Jin fancying himself on the MP9, a little bit of kill bonus maybe, but not going to happen.
That got close. That got extremely close. Jumping through there for Ronan. I respect the effort, I've got to say, but Rare Atom, thankfully, now starting to find some success the same way they did on the CT side, on the T side. They're going to try and deny anything being a save there as well. I mean, Kaze baited in means he will fall to the bomb raise. I don't think he can save at all. The rest of them will, though. It's not exactly the end of the world. Mr. Canny does keep that AWP in play. Okay, that got close, but it's all right. Does keep the AWP in play. That's what matters most for CatEvil. Unfortunately, caught in two minds there between rotating between the A and the B site, and when they were over towards B, just couldn't quite win at their Angels. As we were kind of mentioning prior, for Rare Atom up to 12, 4 rounds away from taking CatEvil's map pick. And it's kind of turned turmoil over towards the CT side. Only an AWP for them to work with, supported by a couple of upgraded pistols being those double Deegs.
Difficult here, isn't it? Very, very difficult. Super, super slow stuff. Rare Atom, though, just going to kind of burst in here. And, I mean, could be dangerous rushing into the pistols like this if they're able to rip a couple of heads off. Tanksy, I think, spotted around that corner, unfortunately. So, yeah, 5v3. And, again, the AWP will probably just look to save on this one. Rare Atom keeping it simple. I mean, they can go south. I do worry from time to time. But, nonetheless, they will keep her going and find themselves number 13.
Question is, though, can they keep it up in play? They're going to have to play that bodyguard system, the USPS, just making sure that Mr. Canny can keep things ticking. He's having a little peeking towards top mid. If he can get one on exit, it's a silver lining, but it is a bad situation because Rare Atom up to 3. They extend the lead to 3 rounds, and, of course, they are 3 rounds away from taking CatEvil's map pick, which is their best opportunity, really, as well, to kind of maybe have a sniffing towards this series, and unfortunately not looking too favourable anymore. AWP will be saved, which is the nicety, but even still, I think for CatEvil, definitely a cause for concern starting to open up over towards that CT side. In towards round number 24, fortunately they will be able to buy, invest around that AWP, so it won't be a kind of a throwaway round. Failure to convert here, and I think realistically, you could probably even make a safe assumption that this map's done.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. This is sort of their last chance, really. We do have a pause coming in, so, you know, an opportunity to maybe natter over a few things. Not quite sure if it's technical in nature. I suppose we'll find out. We did have one a little bit earlier, didn't we? So maybe crept in again. But, yeah, indeed, I don't know. I think it's so tough here. CatEvil, it's a good enough buy. This is where I would like to see some of that aggression, but they might be scared off of it because the last time they went for it didn't really work, right? And they've given the game away in that sense. So, yeah, it's a really weird way to get back in, I think, but we need something a bit original from CatEvil, I think.
I think even to the case of, we were saying, where they found success earlier was, locking out Banana pretty comfortably. Bit of utility made it so easy. And actually we see kind of 3 players making their way over there. So they're showing some presence. That was where they found a lot of their early success. Lock up Banana, denies the space that Rare Atom have to work with. And then off the back of it, just play to kind of force them into mistakes. Force them into Ronin baby.
Ooh. Awkward fight. It's going to be Moser to win it. Ronan Baby, unfortunately, not living up to your expectations. Tanksy, though, on the corner. He's got Mr. Canny covering him. They're really going to focus on this AWP, aren't they? They have spotted him out. He needs to find this kill. He does get the one. Trade? Is it there? No. A double for Tanksy. Massive stuff. 4 versus 2 straight out the gate.
Needed. Necessary. We'll find it now. 2 remain alive for Rare Atom. Open an AK and that AWP. Very, very fortunate to stay alive in play. Carving will take some damage and he can't quite replicate it.
See if they can keep things rolling on this A-bomb side. There's only the 1 player waiting for them, actually. So, could be possible here. Could certainly be possible. Chaos sitting around the pit area. I do like this, though, as well. Clear out the long. Might catch a rotator. There is one on the way. Jin's got to be very careful. He does look weary. You can see him, looking around Arch, playing super, super, super safe on this one. 25 seconds. Let's get this bomb down. Steps maybe heard there by Jin. Not sure if he's just out of range of it. Either way, Chaos is in the perfect spot with only 15 seconds left. There's the distraction from Jin. And there is the hook line and sinker from our guy, Chaos. Kaze just, I guess, no option but to run away. CatEvil, the all-important round to stay in the game and deny away, the inevitability of this finishing in favor of Rare Atom. They get it. Number 11 picked up. There's plenty of money for Rare Atom, though.
There is. I mean, that's the positive sign with the kind of the early run of success we've seen into kind of the middling part of the second half. They've had a decent bank built up, but you get concerned, right? Once again, CatEvil have figured out that a lot of their best work and a lot of their success is hinging off the back of locking up Banana. Early bit of utility, take an engagement, win it. They've won the round more or less, and once again showing exactly that. This was why Rare Atom putting a heavy emphasis on taking it.
Absolutely magical stuff as they charge through here. Very fast indeed, but nobody around. Nobody going to be able to, really stop them. There's 3 players on the site, so they have to be careful of how fast they move in towards the site, but ultimately bailing. keeping the fake energy there. And 2 players at long. So we have some wacky setups, I think, on both bomb sites, if I'm being honest.
We're at him. Took that banana presence, and now I'm going to go quick over towards A. Orb to meet them. That double stack, the crossfire could be heavy, but it doesn't work. What a swing from Mercury.
Yeah, he's had some great little moments, hasn't he, to be fair. The rotations are in, but, like, look how swarmed they are on this A bomb site. I think with the fact that you have no cash, Kaze finding another, you got to save. Call to save does indeed come in. Tanksy's out of there nice and quick, but yeah, I really am not sold on that setup, bro. Like, 3 at B is one thing, but 2 holding out at long, it really does put an awful lot of pressure on that first engagement, and as you saw, it went against them.
For now, I think it's safe to say that CatEvil, the alarm bells are starting to ring. They started so well in towards their CT. I mean, what? It was 10-5 at the half, and they tied this game up 10-all. I mean, it looked like it was, surefire they were going to run away with things in the CT because of how good they looked. But unfortunately, I think Rare Atom, they're a bit asleep at the wheel, finally awake, and they are so close to seeing out this map now. You do get really concerned because we just have this assumption about Nuke. We know what the side can do on Nuke. And I think as well, domestically, a lot of sides struggle on Nuke just because of it's not as well pracked, not as well versed as the way Inferno is. Inferno is kind of, part of the culture here over towards the Asia Division, where Nuke is not as often played. It's one of those maps that very commonly insta-banned, alongside Ancients, in fact. So I think for Atom, they've got a brilliant wildcard up their sleeve, and it's tested in EU as well. We know what they can do against it. So you do get very, very concerned.
Yeah, I mean, that is totally true, right? I think perhaps seeing the opportunity that it's been left open for an official and just going for it. But we'll see. I think because of that, it could be a wild ride. And it's not like they're picking up this one super cleanly. So far, Jamyoung! That's ridiculous. Gets traded out. Mercury. Oh, and Kaze got to be a little bit careful moving in. Or do they? Mercury has just been so fierce these past few rounds. Ronin Baby's in a bit of a weird spot, but Kaze's ready for him.
Oh, no.
Wow, okay. Rare Atom, they've kind of hit that 6th gear, haven't they, I think?
Yeah.
CatEvil in their little Fiat 500 can't really keep up, to be honest.
This is the Rare Atom that people fear. And, for damn good reason, because when they do hit that 6th gear, if they do hit that 6th gear, they're unstoppable. And, normally we like to have these games where it's kind of, an immovable object, an unstoppable force. Unfortunately, this object that isn't very immovable over towards CatEvil is being pushed aside by this 6th gear Rare Atom. They are steaming ahead now. Up to 15, 1 away from seeing out the map. And unfortunately as well, money is dire over towards the CT side. And MP9 is all they've got to wield unless they can get an upgrade on the exit. And the support around is going to be pretty grim, right? Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty weak one, to be fair. Don't really know what my guy's doing. Well, listen, man, you talked about the bomb radius. I think it's kind of ridiculous for me. I don't know about you.
Do you know what? I agree that it's insane, right? It's so big, but I do like it just because, you remember back to the old Dozier nade and whatever. Like, the fact that you could save within, 10 steps of the bomb, I thought was a little bit dumb. So, and I think it's going to change the meta of Inferno, which for me was quite stale, and it's made it so you have to actually fight your way and exits. Oh, what a nade, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Lovely stuff. Great way to open. Tanksy on a high and hard angle. Oh, God, Ronin's just below him as well. This is such a mess. Trying to stay alive. I think they'll be happy to have found that first kill despite, the early nade damage that we talked about and that is very, very prominent here. Oh, God, awkward for Ronin Baby. Mosey going to take him down and just look how weak it is. I don't know, though, man. They have to be so careful here. There is potential for a player to just, find 3 kills at once. With a well-placed spray down, even on these MP9s.
Deagle on the other side. Sound Q as well, heard in rotation. This will kind of ring a couple of bells over towards the A side players just to try and be aware. Jamyoung will open things up.
Start from him. Is there any trades? There are not. And that indeed is going to be that, Neo. A little bit of a, sad finish when you're up against the Pistols.